Welcome back everyone to Data Science for Everyone. Today we're going to be talking about React components. Let's get started. So this lecture series is going to be talking about business applications, specifically utilizing React to create dynamic user interfaces. Now, specifically what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be utilizing React JavaScript library and to design and implement some nice user interfaces. Now, specifically, we want to understand how these interfaces react. And we're talking about utilizing them for digital applications like a website or a mobile app. And that's going to be the key thing here is the user interface, now, or the UI. Now, we're also going to want to be able to construct these interfaces efficiently and flexibly. And that's what the meat of today is we're going to be using React components. Now, React introduces the concept of components, which are basically reusable, nestable pieces of UI. Now, these components can range from a simple element like a button to a complex structures like an entire web page. Now, the beauty of React components lies in their isolation, and each operates independently, making the development process very modular. So let's go on and dive a little bit deeper into this by crafting up our very first component. So I'm going to go on and create up a nice, let me make up a React app, and let me put this in my documents, and I have some node projects here. And what do we want to call this? Let's just maybe call this what we're actually working on. It's React components. And maybe, so npx create React app in here, and we'll call this profile-react component. And I'm going to call this lecture. And we'll wait for that to go on and create. All right, now that it's been created, let's go on and get into our directory, and we'll do npm start just so that we have it up and running. Now that it's running successfully, we can go over, and I can click over here and you can see, all right, it's running, and it wants us to, again, go into our src and our app.js. And we'll use app.js to begin with, but then we may create things up to make them a little bit more modular, so to speak. So what we're going to do, let's go on and create up a nice template. And actually, let me do something a little bit differently here. I'm going to control out of this, clear this, and I'm going to do code dot so that it's actually all where I want it to be. And I'll go over here and close this one down. All right, so now we see that we have our files here, or I'm going to go on and click our app.js. I'm going to delete everything in here so we start from scratch. And this is just going to be our app.js for a name. And let's go on and create up a function called profile. It's not going to take in anything. And all this is going to return for now is going to be an image component. Okay. And we want the src here to be what? Let me pick out maybe a picture of Bob Ross. So let me paste a picture in here. This is just the Wikipedia page of Bob Ross at an easel. And let's give it some alt text here to be Bob Ross. All right, so therein lies our profile function. Okay, and you can see it's complaining that we haven't used it yet, but we will. So now let's export in here our default function, and we're going to just call this gallery. And then let's go on and return in here a section. And inside of that section, we're going to have an h1 tag, and we'll say fantastic painter. Okay. And then we'll have something here like profile, and we'll do this just maybe 4 times here, just so that we can see what we're going to be doing. Now, what's happening here? So this example is basically encapsulating the essence of React components-based architecture. Now, we're going to be looking at how individual components, such as this profile here, okay, and it can be assembled basically to construct more complex UI structures, such as gallery. Okay, so again, remember here, we're creating up just one, but now we're going to be able to put them in multiple times in here. All right. And so this this is modularization. Okay, so we're importing and exporting components. Now, as this application shows, it grows in complexity though. We're going to be able to manage a bunch of numerous components in a single file. And this can also become cumbersome. And so React addresses this challenge through modularization. And we'll get to that in just a second. Let's go on and actually run this so that we can see what's actually going on here. All right, npm start to take a look. And hopefully this link actually works to it. And it's loading. All right, and see, now we have 4 pictures of Bob Ross. And again, I think probably if maybe there's one too many there because it's wrapping around. So let's go in and remove one and have 3 profile pictures. Notice now we have 3 profile pictures of a fantastic painter. Okay. So now let's talk about how we would go about modularizing this particular example. Okay, so we want to have 2 different components here. So we're going to want to create up a new file inside of here, and I'm going to do a new file, and we're going to call this profile actually we'll call this gallery.js. Okay, and I'm going to leave app as it is because that is our application that we're going to be hosting. Or actually, no, I did that backwards. This is actually, let me go here, gallery, and let me rename this. And this is actually going to be our profile. Okay, and app, the app itself here is actually going to be our gallery. Now I guess we can actually go in and rename this one as well. We'll call this gallery.js, that's fine. And so now we have gallery, and this is going to be gallery. So I'm just going to delete that for now. All right. And so it is going to be hosting up this gallery function. So we want to move, we want to go on and open up our profile here, and let's go on and move this function out. I'm going to move it here, and what we need to do to convert this into more for a module here is export default, and so now it is exported inside of the file. Okay, so this is a secondary file here. Now, what we're going to do then, we have our profile or our gallery here, grabbing in and importing. We need to import in the profile function from this module. So let's go up here and let's do import profile from here, and we want // here profile.js. Okay, so now we should be able to go on and compile all of this. Oh, and it says here resolve.app and user. So let's go on and fix that. So to fix this error, there are kind of a couple different ways that we could do this. So if you notice here, it can't resolve the app function. So we need to go in and change a couple things. Now we could go in and the more tedious way here, if we want to keep this as gallery.js, we could go into our index and we could change where it says app here to gallery. Now, what I thought it would be just a little bit easier to do so we don't have to go and search and change things. Let's just go on and, again, rename our gallery back to app.js. Okay, and then we're not going to have any of the issues and things are going to be clear. So what is happening back here? Again, because we want to focus on our profile and our app and our gallery app here. Okay, so this is a modular approach. What is it doing now? We only have our gallery function here. We're importing our file, and then we have our file, our profile.js here, which is taking care of the picture. Now, what is this doing? This modular approach is simplifying our file navigation, and it also enhances the reusability of components such as our profile. Okay, we can use it over and over and over again. Now, which can then be used to incorporate into other parts of the application. So what is all of this about? So throughout today's discussion, all right, we've talked about the potential for React to crafting dynamic and modular user interfaces. Now, the concepts and components of reusability and conditional rendering form this backbone of efficient UI development in React. This is also empowering developers to create sophisticated digital experiences with ease. Now, as we proceed on with this course, we're going to dive deeper into React's ecosystem, and we're going to talk about state management, lifecycle methods, and more advanced features that are going to expand on the capabilities of React applications, particularly in the business domain. Now, I hope you guys are liking this content, and if you want more, please comment, subscribe, and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.